it happens, but it's even more crazy. And y'all right. Well, it's even more crazy that Shorty's on with the OnlyFans accounts. Like, this is like the spike, the
Angel.
the spike in like OnlyFans accounts. Like, my first thought was like, yo, like y'all do know this is temporary, right? Like this whole lockdown situation. I understand you got to make ends meet, but that's forever. So if that's the new wave, I mean, shout out to TikTok and OnlyFans and Zoom because
It's,
these are joints that's like really like it's like
but and that
pushed
then
to the
my
forefront.
argument for that, then that post with the OnlyFans, there'll be women. There are the women that complain about men, like the male gaze, or men that objectifying women and only looking at and it's like, why don't women ever blame women? Like, last time I checked, it was the women that actually posed on the magazine. It was the girl that actually was one on the poll. It was the girl that was signed the contract to be in the porn scene. It was the girl that made the OnlyFans. Like,
Why
why
would
is
we
it?
blame for that?
Huh?
Why would we blame women
Because
for
I love to blame men. Like, you guys aren't contributing. You guys will take a check, right? You'll take a check. You'll take some bread to show some ass, right? You won't show ass for free. If I dangle a check in front of you, you'll take your pants off.
It
Why don't
depends.
you
Depends
blame?
on the person.
Why don't you?
Mhm.
It depends, but for the most part, you see it on the internet, and this is not just all people. Yes, there's some sex trafficking shit going on right now, and we can't distinguish that if you just go on the internet. But for on the magazine covers and on the certified pornography sites and the Instagram check mark, they not doing that for free. They getting some bread. Men are dangling money in these women's face, and they're taking it. Why don't you blame the woman for taking it? You can't blame men for the male gaze when there's actually, when it's not like men are putting on like drag and posing as women to then do these there's actual women that are doing this. Is
so
Are
you
they not to blame?
no, I
Okay.
don't because that's
uh,
they
Wait, whoa.
okay.
listen. If Amber
You
Rose does
wait,
something,
hold on. So wait. You're what you're telling me. What I
mm-hmm,
heard was that when it comes to women making OnlyFans accounts,
mm-hmm.
you will not hold that woman accountable for making said OnlyFans account.
Why would I not? I'm not gonna hold her accountable for how the next man looks at me. That makes no sense. That's her life. If Amber Rose does something crazy just because Amber Rose is known to be a sexual being in the media or whatever, that doesn't mean you have the right to look at the next woman like she's supposed to be like Amber Rose. That
Okay,
makes
so that's a valid argument, but we'll stick to the people that, let's say there's a magazine in front of me. We'll
mm-hmm.
stick to the comments or the publicity that picture gets, right? The negative comments that it gets, how people, or whatever the case may be, or how people are portrayed in media, movies, roles, commercials, whatever the case may be. Um, that's how you guys are portrayed. Like, you have a movie where you guys are looked at as weak, or maybe like you're looked at as sex objects, and you complain about it. Oh, men always make women, and it's like, did that girl not sign that contract to play that role? Or do you believe that the things you do in life should dictate your future and how you're perceived? Like, if I murder someone, should I be looked at as a murderer for the rest of my life? Or if I rape somebody, should I be looked at as a rapist for the rest of my life? Yes or no?
You just compared an
No, no, no,
image.
no, no. Yes, because they're extreme. Like, the people who believe in no labels, this is it might seem small, but it's extreme. If I murder someone, should I be looked at as a murderer for the rest of my life in your eyes?
You are a murderer.
I am a murderer. So there's a porn star that used to be a porn star, and she recently got out, and she's releasing all these her name Mia Khalifa, whatever. Releasing all these TikToks.
Wait, she was in jail?
No, no, she got out of the
Oh,
porn
she got a.
industry,
Oh, I was gonna
and
say what?
and all she's getting are these comments. Oh, I know this girl from somewhere. Oh, I grew up watching you. Blah blah. All these comments about all these people that are in her comments, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
do you don't believe that she should be looked at as someone like her videos are still over the internet, but you
Mm-hmm.
think that she should just, like, it was not, that none of that's her fault, like she had no role in that?
About people's perception of her.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was her. Those were her actions.
Yes,
As in,
exactly. That's exactly my point. And those were her actions. And that's how people will look at her for the rest of her life. Whether right or wrong, she will get those comments for the rest of her life. Right?
yes, you're talking about what another girl's posting on OnlyFans, and why is that affecting me? That's
Be-
not my actions.
no, I was never talking about you. I'm talking about how men look at women, especially these like women on Instagram. Like when you look at the social media accounts, right? When you have women that complain about the male gaze, men objectifying women and looking at them as just sex objects, just something to fuck, right? And then the women that'll do this won't blame any of the women that go on these accounts to show their body like that, or the women like you complain about a magazine and the male gaze, but you're not going to account for the fact that you're actually looking at a real girl that posed, that took a check to pose for the men and their male gaze. You'll leave her out and just blame the men on the cover, like the girl didn't take a check too. So she is also what?
Because that's such a blanket statement thing to say. I
But she
don't know
contributed.
who blame
She
the woman
contributed.
contribute to the action, but that's not like that's her decision.
Exactly. No, that's her decision. She contributed, but you won't blame women. That you won't admit that women contribute um to their own issues. It's all men, right?
Look, yes, I still think that. I'm still 10
Hey.
toes firm about
Wait,
it.
wait.
So,
How though? I just
so
wanna. What's the
some
breakdown analyses?
OnlyFans, some random girl posting on OnlyFans that a dude just on his phone, as I, for example, am walking by and he catcalls me or says something inappropriate because he looked at that girl's OnlyFans and just for some reason
All right,
thought it
I,
was acceptable to do that just because this girl's doing whatever she wanted to do on her OnlyFans.
all right. So that's not what I'm arguing for. I'm arguing for how is it still the man's fault and not putting any accountability or onus on the woman that's decided to create the page. I don't know if that's the same thing Brandon is trying to say, but what I'm trying
Whatever
to say
the
is,
argument she's going with is she's like the attention that a man might give her, negative attention that she might not um she doesn't warrant. Like she didn't want that attention, right? Is it a woman's fault? Like, as far as to blame, can you blame a girl for that, right? You can't blame.
is that
I
wait,
can't blame
hold on,
Sarah.
time on. Sir, is that true?
He didn't finish from what I'm listening. Did you finish your point?
No, I'm not. I wasn't done. I can't blame Sarah or any other girl for how a dude decides to interact with another girl, for how depending on how he saw the OnlyFans or Instagram account or a movie, or how he saw it. I can't blame a girl for that. That's solely on that dude, right? On how he decided to take that. What you can do, and that's what I'm talking about here, is for the women. Like, yes, you walk outside as a girl in sweats or looking like a bum, and you're gonna get some type of negative attention. My thing is everything. The smallest things bother you guys to the point where I don't understand. Like if I look at your breasts or I look at your ass, that is the most basic thing. That is the most. Every animal on the face of this earth, like when they interact with another animal or another, like especially opposite sex, they're sniffing ass. They're looking at some type of feature to get to, like, that's how you attract the opposite sex. But yet humans, oh, he was staring at my ass. Did he touch you? Did he say anything? He just looked. Oh, okay. What's the problem? That's how it's something that even kids do. Babies, like 6-year-old babies, were never breastfed. They know what an ass is. They know what titties are because that's something that is innate. That's literally nature. Like it is natural to stare at an ass or to stare at breasts because those are the sexual things that attract us. It's a fact. And if you don't believe me, watch every animal.
I mean,
if it doesn't,
and women do it too. And women do it too. Women will sit there and
do it.
stare at a man's ass or a man's bulge.
Yeah,
Y'all do it all the time. So what I'm
that's-
saying is, what? Say something. Say something.
he's hype. If a guy's just staring
that's
at it,
true though.
Staring is excessive.
that's what you said, no?
Yeah, no. I'm about to agree with you. Let me correct myself before you go. Staring, like if I'm staring at you, that's excessive.
Like I'm doing right now.
If you catch me, right? Like if you catch me looking at you, you gonna get all And it's like I might have not have meant no harm by it. I might have. It might have just been a reaction to look because in this society we are forced to suppress our natural instincts, right? Because if you don't do that, you're looked at as not normal, right? It's we're animals, and we forget that. So a lot of people don't want to admit that we are animals. We're no different than a dog. The only thing that's different is the way we think and our thumbs. Other than that, if you study a dog or a gorilla or an ape, we act the same. Fighting over a girl, fighting over a boy, whatever the case may be, the mating, the territorial shit, strong survival of the fittest, that's all us, right? We have all these we rely on TV, we rely on cars. That's why we're slow as fuck, we're weak as fuck. If we got locked up with an animal in a cage, we lose. But thousands of years ago, we have a chance because we don't rely on this stupid shit. We rely on our instincts, right? So what I'm saying is, look at a girl. Now I gotta, me as a normal person, I could be whatever. I gotta sit here and try to act like something I'm not to appease you because you already have this image of me, right? Because all men ain't shit, right? Because all men are the same, apparently. Like one man does this to you, and now every other man. Now I gotta think, oh, she's attractive. She won't approach me, right? But
we gotta have a whole episode on that.
I gotta approach you because you won't approach me. But if I approach you, I'm just like every other dude. I don't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I come off. Y'all don't want to approach nobody, but y'all don't want to be approached unless it's some dude that looked like fucking whatever the hottest celebrity you ever see in your life. And then all of a sudden you want his attention and he tries to be a dickhead. And then you over here, oh man, ain't shit. The same guy in a different body just fucking did me dirty again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all this shit that goes on in life, it's not always a man's fault. And nobody wants to look. And even with men, we blame women on a lot of shit. And it's like, you don't think that you had anything to do with that? It happens. It's vice versa all the time. But being that we're talking about you don't believe that? You don't believe that? So you're trying to tell me that you can blame women for all men's problems?
No.
Okay. So, but you can blame men for all women's problems?
No, again, at all.
So then why wouldn't...
I agree with your male gaze statement at all.
You don't agree with it? You don't agree with it?
No.
So when you see women on TV and their breasts, like, or they're just shaking whatever, they're shaking their ass, and that's how they're portrayed all over this place. Mm-hmm. And you hear women complaining about that, like how they're portrayed. Would you blame the woman or the man?
About how women are portrayed on media?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, that's the woman's decision to be shaking her
but
ass.
Would you blame? Who would you blame?
I get what you're saying now. I still don't agree with it, but I get what you're saying. People would blame him because he, like, for instance, I remember the Nelly video. I don't know if you guys remember.
I remember.
Tip drill.
And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I remember it.
They blame Nelly for that. And I remember vividly him saying, like, that was that girl's idea. And people keep blaming me for it, which I get in that scenario. But I still don't agree with what you were saying in general about the male gaze being women's fault.
No, I'm not. You're disagreeing with how you felt, because you would think I'm saying, oh, if a dude watches something, you thought I was saying if a dude watches something and then goes out and sees a girl and tries to interact with them the same way they watched it, that it's the girl's fault. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
I don't believe. I used to have this thought that people care what other people think about them when they leave the house, right? People care about how they're seen. People care about what they look like. I don't believe for 1 second that a dude that does his hair in the mirror, or a girl that does her makeup and gets all sprouted up and looking in the mirror before she goes outside, I don't believe that's all for her. Some of it is her confidence. If you know you walk out the house and you know something wrong with you, you're gonna be thinking about that shit. And it's just gonna bother you because you know it, even if no one else notices it. Oh, you interact with someone. Oh, my pimple is kind of big. I didn't even see the shit. You pointed it out. It's bothering you, so you pointed it out to me. People care about their image. So when people walk outside, when girls walk outside, right, you're gonna get attention no matter what. I know that. You can wear like fucking a bag over your head and the baggy is sweats and you probably still get attention, right? Cool. I get that. But when you choose to go outside with like wild cleavage or really, really tight tights, right? And let's say people are just staring. You maybe get a couple comments, right? That's the worst of it. That's it. You people are staring at you or people are commenting. Because especially in high school, you do that to get someone's attention. And maybe you
or
didn't want everyone's
just in
attention, but
general, like
but
you
you
knew you was
wanted
gonna
somebody
get
you wanted somebody's attention.
reaction or
Men,
attention. You knew you was
facts.
gonna get.
Men, when we find somebody that we fuck with,
Always true.
when we find someone
Nah, cause yo, son, I put on certain joints and I'm like, yo, like certain t-shirts I put on, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean?
when we find someone, go ahead.
Okay, so in like middle school, I remember there was this big thing in my school about like girls couldn't wear spaghetti straps because it was like deemed inappropriate or whatever. And you know, middle school, puberty start hitting or whatever. Some girls had like bigger chest than other girls, and it's hot. And this one girl who didn't really have much up top, like was wearing a spaghetti strap. No one said nothing to her, but a different girl who had a lot up top got in trouble for wearing the spaghetti strap, and no one said nothing to the other girl, but they were both just hot at the end of the day, and they were middle schoolers, so you can't tell me nothing about they were trying to be sexual beings. I mean, you could low-key say that, but
the fuck out of here. What middle school you went to?
the point is they were hot, and one girl got in trouble, and she wasn't looking for attention. The bitch was just hot. Like, so what do you say to that?
I think kids are over sexualized. I think that's the problem.
Well,
I think that has nothing to do with the kid at that point. That has something to do with an adult that's staring at a kid's body. That's what that has to do with.
Adult women, like sometimes be hot.
Sarah, though, well, for your argument about, I mean, your stance on the spaghetti strap joint, right? Now, I feel like what you said is true. Like that, and I can recall like certain instances where that has happened in different situations. Um, and at that point, it becomes a more nuanced conversation about um like the ramifications of why, and a lot of it is as simple or as shallow as, oh, this girl is going to get more attention because of how her composition versus this girl who's probably not going to get attention, and that is something that is because of the over sexualization of women, and because not even because of her decision, more so than of the fact that her decision to wear that type of shirt is gonna like start a cascade of effects. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe the school said, oh, you can't wear such and such, but some people get away with it, some people not. That's that is a very um unfortunate and unfortunate reality. It happens across the board in every situation. There's always somebody who can get away.
Not to blame a stripper for the hypersexualization of women.
But hold on,
Why
time
not?
out, time out. You hold on. You can't blame that stripper. You can't blame that stripper for the over sexualization. You're right, but you can place blame on said stripper if she is said stripper. Like it. No, like you can blame her for you can blame her for being for just being a stripper, because in the stripper culture, as a stripper, being a stripper, she's a stripper, and if she's a stripper, she has now signed up to take on everything that comes with being a stripper. That's her choice, her decision. So can you blame her? Of course you can, because she could have chose anything else to do than being a stripper, but she chose to be a stripper. The blame does fall on her, and it was her choice. When you make a choice, hold on, time out. And this is why this is going back to why I was confused about why it's still a man's fault. When you make a choice, so let's just bring it full circle. When you make a choice to make an OnlyFans account, when you make a choice to wear that very exposing piece of clothing, when you choose to be a stripper, when you choose to walk out your house and look a certain way, you are making the choice. First, foremost, last, most, anything. You are making that choice. So everything that happens moving forward, you can't control it, but it's you are part of it. Like you meaning you have responsibility with it. It's 50-50. You have to deal with the ramifications because you chose. You chose.
And
You
that
made the
be
choice.
personalizing it, but I don't like
No, no,
blankets.
no. That's not even a personalization. That's in anything in life.
You make your choice. Obviously, as an individual, the choices you make affect you throughout your life as an individual. But y'all just throwing out blanket statements and expect me to agree with it.
It's general
Wait,
statements.
hold on. So hold on. So let me go back because this is something that I can't wrap my head around.
Okay.
When when a woman has an OnlyFans account
Mm-hmm.
and she's getting backlash for having an OnlyFans account from men.
From men who subscribe to her?
Well, no, hold on. From men,
Okay.
it's not her fault.
That's not where I was
But
going.
what's the backlash? Like how do they know she has an account?
No, I'm just
For,
saying generally, like because it
Well, but
wasn't.
obviously, if you have an OnlyFans account, you're broadcasting
All
it.
right, wait, time out.
But
Time out. Let's forget that. The example that Brandon used, I forgot what it was. But then Sarah, you said
Mhm.
that even in his example, the woman is not wrong and the man is wrong. Like the man is held responsible. I forgot what example it was, but it's the one that gave me pause. The one that told me I was like, wait, hold on, that one. I know y'all know which one I'm talking about.
yeah, I know.
That one.
Yeah.
That's what I want to circle back to because
Mhm.
The male gaze, is that what you're talking
the
about?
male gaze. Thank you. So when dude is on his OnlyFans and he sees Shorty walk by and he wanna um how is it the man's fault exactly? Like
I didn't say it was a man's fault. I said I'm not
No, but
blind.
if you did, you're not wrong, right? Which if you did, you're not completely wrong. What I'm saying is, yes, there are men that are out of pocket with it. There are men like me that might not go out of pocket, but I admit I watch porn every now and then. I contribute to it, yes. So you can blame me, but you don't blame women at all. And
yes, you don't blame
confuse
women
me if
at
I'm
all.
wrong.
Thank you.
Like I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when I watch these videos, I don't believe I'm watching gay porn. So I believe there's a woman contributing, and she's in the video. I believe she signed a contract, and I believe she got paid more than that dude.
I
It's a fact.
understand what you mean.
Going back to our equality patient, women get paid more in porn. It's a fact. But hey, I believe she signed a contract, and I believe she knew what she was doing. So do you not blame that girl for then putting herself out there to be a contributor to the male gaze?
I understand what you're saying, and I understand that there are women who would blame her. I'm personally not about to blame no woman for her actions because it has nothing directly
All right, so you won't blame her for her actions, but will you at least consider her
to me.
But
say it again?
I don't think her actions affect me. I'm not about to blame her. Like,
No,
look,
but it's not a
male gaze.
okay, it's not a personalization though. It's like a is this a right or wrong thing type of situation. Like
does the male gaze? This goes back to arguments that apply to you, or what was I saying? We were saying I don't
affecting
like
you.
people that complain about things that don't. Does that something that affects you?
The male gaze,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Every
do you think that people who grow up watching porn excessively have a misunderstanding about what, bro?
Not even that specific. So do you because the male gaze no because you feel like the male gaze affects you, right?
yeah.
Do you feel like there are women who contribute to
Nigga, I was
the
getting it.
pepper? I know, but you ain't gotta no. Do you feel like there are women who perpetuate the male gaze?
Understand what you're saying. Like this shit doesn't come out of thin air. I get it. But
Right.
again,
But
I'm standing firm. I'm not gonna blame the next woman for doing it.
So it's only the men.
I'm not blaming the men too, because I understand where it comes
So
from.
who do you blame?
It's one of those things that's like, it just is what it is.
Is you think it's equal support?
Evil, it's not evil.
No, I say
Nah.
equal support,
Oh,
equal participation. Sorry,
If you said that, then I'd be like, okay,
I would agree.
okay. But
thin air. I'm just saying, bottom line, niggas don't know how to act. Basically, that's where I'm coming from with it. But I understand what you're saying.
I want you to know, speaking to the woman of at least of this generation, my age group, the notion that they do what men do to them. That's the mentality. Like women taking on a nigga mentality, quote unquote. This is not new. This is going on. This is what women are doing today, right?
City girl logic.
Huh?
Is it like you talking about like scamming and using?
Nah, I'm talking about how men treat women in relationships or sexual partners. Like now women are doing that to them. Like, oh, you know what? Huh?
More sexually liberated.
I don't know. I wouldn't say liberated. More like if they feel like a dude did her wrong, or a dude like they're treating men like bitches, quote unquote. Like that's what they would say. You know what I'm saying? Like they fuck what they want to fuck, whatever. Like you can say that. Cool. Um, is that something that I always thought in my mind that is not the best idea, because I don't really feel like women can ever really win in that situation. I really don't. But this is the things, like when you talk about the equality, and I always felt like there's certain things that should just be like mutual respect. Like there should not be a looking for a power struggle. Like if you can't have sex with someone that you mutually respect and you're doing it out of spite, you probably shouldn't have sex with that person as a girl. No, as I say that because once again, if I ask you right now who the percentage of people who get raped in the country, was it more men or more women?
I feel like it has to be more women.
And my thing is it's proven that it's usually by people you know.
It's usually someone you know.
Going back, I feel like sex is such a vulnerable thing to be involved in, right? As a woman, most of the time you place yourself in positions, not like in no, hold on. I'm talking about it could be consensual sex. I'm talking about sexual positions. Most sexual positions you have to give up. What's the word I'm looking for? Like
Your power.
in a sense, like most of the positions are submissive positions for women. Yes or no? Most of the positions in sex are submissive positions.
You talking about the actual literal
for a woman?
Position.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So in most of the positions, like well, we're gonna name some: doggy style, missionary. Like most of them, you're in a submissive position where you don't have much power unless you're that much physically stronger than the person, right? So when I hear stuff like that, and this is going off of like the woman liberation, we're doing what we want, blah blah blah, treat men like this, whatever. I always felt like those things, and when women talk about it, and then you hear it, you see them, and then that's the sexual part. Then you talk about people who are like in a man's face. Oh, hit me, you won't. And you got everyone watching. Everyone's watching this shit. Nobody doing nothing. I was on the train. This girl was smacking the fuck out this nigga, like smacking him. The dude was like, "Yo, stop hitting me. I'm gonna fuck you up. Stop hitting me. Nobody did nothing. The conductor came out. He was like, "Yo, bro, please don't hit her, because if you hit her, I gotta stop the train." Right? He was the only person that tried to stop. He's like, "Yo, bro, don't hit her, because if you hit her, I gotta stop the train." If he was to swing one time, the whole train, after the whole frenzy of her smacking him up, the whole train would have been trying to go protect her. So it's shit like this where it's like when we talk about equality or like the male gaze or like the power struggle between man and woman, like I feel like it's always going about the wrong way, especially in situations like that where like you have women that are always
Anybody should hit anybody before I say what I'm about to say.
Yes, I agree.
You said earlier there is probably a clear physical difference between the two,
but y'all don't believe that.
She shouldn't have been hitting her. Who don't believe that?
Women don't believe that.
No.
And no, All right, look, women don't. I feel like women don't believe that, and I feel like women know that they can get away with certain things because of the fact.
But
You know what I
those are the
mean?
ways that women are trying to liberate, like through sex and like through like physical and yes,
Financially,
there are
like,
people, the ones that are just sitting there. I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of the times it be on these TikTok videos, and I find those annoying. But there are women that literally are for the cause, and they do it the right way in these protests. But there are a lot out here that are trying to be physical or trying to do it through sex, and those are the worst ways to do it. You know,
What through sex? Trying to get liberated through sex?
like trying to like
facts.
be like take back their power, and like why would you ever try to do that to, like, my thing is, if you don't have sex with someone that you can respect, that's why this whole thing where like the whole jokes about men don't last long. That's because he don't fuck with you. Like, my thing is, I don't believe that. I don't, maybe it's just me. I don't really believe that most men have an issue lasting. I believe it's the will to last. If you don't care, you just want to get a nut off, you're just going to fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? If you care about someone and you care about what they get out of it, then you're going to try to get them, unless you like go limp and it's like something bodily that you can't control. Other than that, that's the case. When you say no, a lot of times if they don't respect you and you ask them to stop, it's not going to happen. You can't really win that battle in that situation. So why is that a battle that you try to, not you, but like some women try to fight in that situation? Like, oh, I'm going to fuck him just cause I can. Like, why?
That to me, that's like I don't know. That's more of a self-esteem thing to me.
That's very specific.
I
Well,
brought that up because this is not me. This is literally coming from girls.
women can be empowered, feel empowered by having sex. Is that what you're saying?
Women
Or
looking,
or
trying
looking
to, or
for.
looking to be like more dominant, and it's or going. My thing is, you have sex with who you want to have sex with. I get that,
I
but
don't think
but huh?
it's like an ego thing. That's
Yeah, but you have
like
sex with who you want to have sex with. But what I'm saying is, when I hear that women are doing this in a way like to get back at men, and they're doing it like through sexual encounters or like through physical altercation, like why is that how this is being fought? And this is coming from women. This is not like me. This is women that are telling me this. This is girls that are telling me this. Or you can watch videos on it right now, and you can find it all over the place. Like, it's like treating men how they treat us. Like, this is what they're saying.
just
Um,
hurt people.
huh?
Hurt people hurt people. You do what
I
you know.
That's
I
true.
I get it, but you don't put yourself in a position to be hurt while you're trying to hurt someone.
You don't know no better.
So why, like,
That is also true.
it's like, I don't know. Like, how could you hurt
I'm.
someone?
I mean, I understand. I understand the just what you're trying to say. Like situations like the women's liberation movement, where women are trying to um
Women are
con,
liber.
con, no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
In a lot more ways than not, but and there's still a long way to go. Like let's be real. But
I fuck with y'all
like
cause, honestly.
the 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 ways in which women have decided to act upon how they choose to be liberated can and have caused a lot of discord in just the natural ways that men and women have always gone about it. And the reason why is because women want change. That is that is valid and true. But it's the way in which women are going about trying to get change because change is needed.
I don't. All right, I'm trying to figure out how I can articulate this in a way that y'all will understand it.
Yeah, we stupid.
And I'm not an expert. I can't on women. I'm not.
I'm
I don't think that, again, it's just a blanket statement to me because what you just said, men do that too all the time, obviously. I mean, you said women got it from men.
Oh,
So
who you talking about? Me or Brandon?
Brandon literally just said men, I mean, women do it, whatever that man did to
I'm
them.
saying that's what they're saying. That's the comments that girls are saying when they as like a way to explain what they're doing. We're doing to them what they did to us.
Yeah, I just chalk that up to hurt people. I don't use that as like women are trying to be sexually liberated in the wrong
But do you
ways.
agree with that?